Hi greedy 3Ders. Today we're going to be comparing two bed slingers, the Bambu Labs A1 and the Ender 3 version 3 from Creality. I'm going to look at the differences in the two machines. We're going to break them apart a little bit, see the pros and see the cons. Stay tuned. The Creality Ender 3 version 3 and the Bambu Labs A1 3D printers are two popular choices in the 3D printing community at the moment. They're very similar in price, and understanding their strengths and their weaknesses and any key statistics of each can help any potential buyer make an informed decision. Now, from an affordability perspective, the Ender 3 version 3 is currently selling on their website for £279 UK, whilst the Bambu Labs A1 is a soupçon more expensive at £289, just a £10 price difference, which is pretty negligible. But let's have a look at the specifications of these machines in detail and see if that difference of £10 makes any difference at all. Now, I'm lucky enough to own both of these machines, and I've had them from new. Unboxing and assembly of both machines, well, they arrived packaged well in custom made foam packaging. They both arrived with no damage externally and or internally, and everything that should be included with each printer was. Each printer will need a small amount of assembly. It's not like the very old days of 3D printing where you had to build these things piece by piece from scratch. Now there's only a couple of large sections to be joined together, a spool holder added, a little bit of cable management before you're ready to begin your first 3D printing. Now, I found both printers to be easy to assemble. Good, clear step-by-step instructions were included, and each offered a video link where you could watch them to be assembled. Anyone who can put together flat pack furniture, you can put together a 3D printer like this. It's relatively easy. Both of these machines are classed as bed slingers. That means that their beds will be moved forwards and backwards during the printing process, unlike the core XY machines where their build plates only move up or down. Now, the setup process with both machines was relatively straightforward, and thankfully both of these printers are self-leveling, and they also use input shaping to check the level of vibration in the areas where they're going to sit. Because they both print at such high speeds, inevitably there will be vibrations, and the machines compensate for this by knowing what vibration levels are before it starts to print. This means that your prints will be cleaner and have less artifact on them. Input into the machines for both of them are through touchscreens. Now, Ender's offering is very slightly larger than the Bambu version of their touchscreen, but their Bambu version does swivel out of the way, so both of them are responsive to navigate with fairly easy to operate UIs. When you first get these printers, you will be asked to set it up to your Wi-Fi network, for example, where thankfully you'll be able to access both of these machines from custom apps on your phone to software on your PC, and we'll come back to that later. But in essence, you can send files wirelessly to both these machines, and both of them will be able to be updated via their firmware perspective over the internet, which means no more backwards and forwards in with USB sticks or SD cards when an upgrade is required. Once both machines were set up, the first thing to do was to print the little benchy, and I'm happy to say that both machines produced a very, very acceptable benchy in a relatively good time of 17 minutes. I was happy with both of these, and if I compared them side by side, I really can't pick any fault in either of them. Now, build volume is quite important when you're looking at 3D printers, and the A1 print area is 256 by 256 by 256, whilst the Ender 3 comes in slightly smaller at 220 by 220 by 250. Now, this isn't a huge difference, but it can mean the difference between a cosplay helmet fitting you in one piece and one that maybe needs to be separated. So definitely a factor to consider when purchasing, depending on what you're going to print. But the Bambu Labs does give you only slightly more space, but that might be the difference that you need. Both have a flexible magnetic removable build plate, which I found to be excellent on both. Good adhesion and easy removal of prints. If I'm being particularly picky, the Bambu Labs, it was a little bit harder to position the flex plate. It can be a little bit fiddly to get it in the right position, but you can print an additional add-on that helps you do this. And the Ender 3 was relatively easy to fit, no problem there. Look, this isn't a massive problem, but it's just something I felt like I needed to mention. Now when it comes to the heat of the build plates, both machines offer a heated build plate capable of reaching high temperatures very quickly. This high temperature is essential for printing with a wider variety of filaments, including those that do require that higher heat setting, such as ABS or nylon. The A1's build plate is listed at 100 degrees centigrade, but I have seen reports that it can reach temperatures of up to 120 degrees. But the official figure on their website suggests that it's 100 degrees. And it goes on to say that it will be sufficient for most common filaments such as PLA, PETG, TPU or PAVA, but it also suggests that ABS is not supported. The Ender 3 build plate very similarly can reach temperatures quite respectable. It's listed as reaching 110 degrees, and while slightly higher than the Bambu Labs A1, it's also sufficient for most filaments such as PLA, PETG, TPU, PVA, etc. But on its website it says it can use ABS. Now in summary, both build plates are fairly even across the two machines, supporting the most common filaments. I would suggest doing more investigation into each machine if you're going to be printing with something a little bit more exotic. You may need to do a tad more research on both machines, but it's fair to say that both of them can handle the everyday filaments the majority of 3D printers use with no issues. Next we come to multicolor printing, and there is a clear winner here. The Bambu Labs AMS, the Automated Material System, is an innovative solution designed to enhance the functionality and efficiency of the Bambu Labs A1. This system is particularly notable for its ability to manage and switch between multiple filament types and colours seamlessly during a print job. By automating the material handling process, the AMS ensures that users can achieve complex multi-material prints with ease, significantly reducing the need for manual intervention and the risk of errors. One of the standout features of the AMS is its intelligent filament management. The system can detect when a filament is running low and automatically switch to a new spool without interrupting the print. This is especially useful for large or intricate projects that require a continuous supply of material. Additionally, the AMS is equipped with sensors that monitor the filament's conditions, such as its diameter and potential tangles, ensuring optimal print quality and reducing the likelihood of print failures. The system's user-friendly interface and cloud-based connectivity further enhances its appeal, making it accessible to both the novice and experienced 3D printing enthusiast. Overall, the Bambu Labs AMS system represents a significant advancement in 3D printing technology, offering a blend of automation, intelligence and reliability that sets it apart in the industry. The stock Ender 3 version 3, on the other hand, does not support multicolor printing out of the box. There are several effective methods to achieve this, from simple filament swaps as an example, and I've done this on a previous video. Now it's not easy, it's time heavy, and you have to be at the printer side to do the swaps manually. It can work, but as an option it really is not something I'd recommend doing, and it's a country mile away from the Bambu Lab system. Now I've trawled the internet to see if the new multicolour system that allegedly Creality are releasing will work on the version 3, but I can't pin anything down in black and white to suggest it will have its own AMS system. So at this stage I'm going to say that it may be possible in the future, but as a reviewer of the two machines for the version 3, the Ender, I can't say for definite whether it will do it or not. Now printing speeds have moved on quite a lot from the old days, and print speeds on these machines have moved in a great direction. The V3 will handle speeds of up to 600 millimeters per second, with the Bambu Labs falling slightly behind that at 500 millimeters per second. But come on, putting that into comparison, the average 3D printer will only be printing at speeds between 250 to 300 to get the quality they need. Fast, high speeds are probably not going to be used by the average printer because these will increase artifact and reduce the quality overall. So in essence, the two machines are on par. The Ender can go faster, but realistically the average user is not going to need that speed. When it comes to monitoring your print, the A1 has a built-in camera with a privacy feature. The Ender 3 unfortunately does not have a camera. Both machines come with their very own slicer software that integrates with their specific machine. Here we can see the Bambu Labs version, and what we can see straight away is you can choose online models from within the slicer. If you want to work on one of these models or print them, you can do that. I've downloaded this model already just to show you it on the build plate, and as you can see there, it is the same as any other slicer really. Standard options for quality, strength, speed and support. One of the other things you can do from in here, of course, is scale it, rotate it, move it, etc. One of the things you can also do that you can't do on many of the other slicing software is change the colour. For example, if we want to change this from a yellow to a green PLA, we can do it straight away. You can also change individual items within the print to do it separately. That means you're going to have to use the paint function, which I'm not going to go into detail here, but rest assured it's not difficult to use. You can change colours of the actual material you're using, and then you can slice it and send it directly to your Bambu Labs A1 to start the printing process. The slicing software is fast, it is robust, it is very responsive, and it's a pleasure to use and has yielded some wonderful results for me. For Creality's version of its own slicer, we see Creality Print, and this is a fairly basic slicer software, but it does everything you will need it to do. You can change all the usual settings, speed, support, material, etc. without any problems. You can rotate the item, you can scale it, etc. as you would with most other slicers. And when you have finished and you've sliced the item, you can choose your device from the setup there, and it will send it straight across to the Ender 3 and begin the printing process. We can compare printers all day long, but it comes down to personal choice which one the user will prefer to buy. For me, personally, after using both of these machines, I prefer the Bambu Labs A1. I prefer it because it's got a larger build plate, it's got a built-in camera, but the biggie for me is the AMS system that seamlessly integrates to allow multicolour printing. Now, the version 3 may have that in the future. It's certainly not something that I can see available at the moment. For a few extra quid, around about 420 quid, you can get the A1 and the AMS system. So for me, that was what I did buy, and that is my go-to PLA printer. That slightly larger build plate has meant if I've just made something like a cosplay helmet, then I can fit it to me a lot easier than the Ender 3. I've also found that the A1 is a little bit quieter than the Ender 3. Now that doesn't really affect me in the man cave, but if you're using this in a room in the house, it may mean the difference between purchasing or not. But ultimately, the decision will be yours on which 3D printer you want to buy. Do your research, have a look at the pros and cons of each machine. If you put 100 people in the room, the chances are you would split a room with a question of which one would you prefer. Some people have had positive experiences with the A1 or the Ender 3 version 3. Some people have had negative experiences. And it would be interesting here for you to place in the comments what your thoughts are, because people that watch the video may also read the comments. And so if your opinion is different to mine, and that's fine, then it will be interesting for everybody to see that and explain why you've thought that my opinion is incorrect or your opinion is different to mine. If you want to join the Greedy 3D team, you can subscribe to the channel. That will really support the channel. You can think about joining the Patreon. We'd love to have you on board. And thank you to my current Patreons. Without you guys doing this would be so much harder. Hope you've enjoyed that comparison video today, and I hope to see you real soon on Greedy 3D.